said, I looked at the beginning of my life and how my mother struggled to take me to church. And she took me to church every Sunday, dragged me, kicking and screaming. But I had to go, because I was a little guy. So I was like, no, I want to go out and play. But my mother made me go to church. And even though I didn't like the church at the time, and my mother made me go to church, I had to evaluate certain things in my life. It was really a prophetic voice that somebody was telling my mother that I had to go to church because this was the foundation of my life. Didn't know it then. Didn't know it then, but I knew it. I know it now. And so that was one of the amazing things I started to think about because I said my mother made me go to church when I was young. She made me on those Easter Sunday mornings in that good old Baptist church stand up in front of everybody and quote the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Man, I said that thing was drilled in me so many, and I said it every Easter. So ever since I was there, it was that same thing. I said, I got the same thing. And I got to a point where I didn't even have to look at it. I knew it. And to this day, I know it. It's because she made me know it. And that was something that I looked at, but it was something that also saved my life because I believe that was a point in my life where I had to recognize that God had me in this earth for a reason. There is a reason and a purpose. Now, like I said, in between time, there was a lot of bad. Because growing up, the only reason that I went to church when I became a teenager was because not my mother just asked me then. And most of the time I said no. But see, now I started to go to church when I was a teenager. And the only reason that I did go to church is because there was a few women in the church that I really looked at and said, I think I'd go to church. Matter of fact, when I laid in bed and my mother asked me to go to church and she said, come on, go to church. I said, nah, I don't want to go to church this morning. And she went on to church and all of a sudden I got a phone call from this fine girl that I always was trying to get with. And she said, aren't you coming to church? I said, yeah, I'm getting dressed right now. And
Tell the truth.
I got up and I beat my mother to church. And she said, wait a minute, I thought you wouldn't come. I said, something inspired me to come to church this very day. And so I had to get up and I had to get dressed because I knew I had to look good because there was somebody that I had to get their attention with. Not really realizing that all the time God still wanted me there. And that's how I began. And of course, everything in between. All those things that happened in my life that were bad. I knew somebody was praying for me. So don't never take it lightly when somebody say, I'm praying for you. Because we praying for you. We got family and friends here. Trust me, we're praying for you. You may not even be here, but we're praying for you.